So we're back in LA. It is Hometowns Week, which is crazy because it's episode 6.
I
so
know.
What is this?
9 episodes.
Bachelor.
9-episode run.
Wow. So Grant is excited to meet the families. He really wants to start a family of his own. He talks about how his mom, because his parents divorced, mom is remarried. His dad is getting his life together. He always had like a very small family, particularly with his parents kind of being rocky. And so he just wants to do better than his parents did. That's like his motivation through all of this. And he says flat out he can't see himself proposing if these family meetings don't go well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, first stop is Juliana in Newton, Massachusetts. Did you hear online everybody found out Juliana's a Trump supporter?
Oh, yeah. Following Candace Owens. And
Trump and liking all kind of weird shit.
Not at all surprised, actually. So, yeah.
So that's Juliana, in case y'all didn't know. Anyways, they meets up with her. They're going to bop around Newton, specifically like the Little Italy section. She's Italian, as we know, and it's very well known in the community. So they're just like making their stops. Go to the pizza spot. They're making pizza.
Very stereotypical.
Yeah, throwing the flour in each other's faces. And
I don't know. I can't imagine doing no shit like this. I'm going to hometowns. I take you to Melba's.
we're frying chicken up.
Yeah, we'll fry chicken in the back, make mac and cheese. Like, I would never do this. I always get confused by this identity. But I guess it's a strong one. The Italian American family has never been to Italy and claim Italian up and down. Like, I guess I get it. I guess. I don't really know. I don't really understand it.
I guess, yeah. But yeah, she is in her confessional saying she's starting to fall for Grant. She really wants to tell him this. She hasn't brought a guy home in like 6 or 7 years, and that last relationship didn't end very well. So,
and she's 26
or something. So her college boyfriend. But yeah, obviously, big Italian family, they're going to be very protective. So, you know, that's what she's thinking.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. They're going to be very protective. Every time they do a layup like this, it's never
falls flat every time.
Every damn time.
I literally expect you to come out with a musket. You know what I mean? You prep me like this. I expect you to come out with a rifle. I expect you to come out with a rifle. Like, who's coming at my daughter? Like, you know?
Right.
Full Tony Soprano tease. And here you come.
Never that.
Nothing.
So yeah, she shares that he's going to be meeting all the people, parents, siblings, cousins, aunts and uncles, friends, literally every single person in her life is going to be here.
Yeah.
And she warns him about her dad.
He's going to be tough on you, Grant. Girl.
So they head to her family, huge backyard filled with every fucking body. Like, why do you need this many people there?
That's what another question that I was going to ask. Is it better to have more people there? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's way better to have 5 people there.
Yes.
Max.
That's it. Yeah. Why? It just feels so overwhelming. Like, and unnecessary.
Unnecessary and not productive, right? Because not everybody's going to meet him. No. When they do meet him, they're going to say, oh my God, Grant, so nice to meet you. He's so hot. He's so tall. They're all going to say he's great. So what's the point of this?
What's the point of this? Right. So unnecessary. But yeah, nice big family. Everybody seems nice. Whatever. She sits with her sister. Sister sees she's very happy. Sister's not worried about Grant at all. Like, because he shows up very well also.
He does present well.
Right?
Yeah.
Presents very well, says all the right things. He's well spoken. He's tall. He's good looking. Like, it's like hard not to like him. So she's not worried about Grant, but she's also obviously worried about her sister getting her heart broken because she's 104. Grant and the mom talk. Him and Juliana, this whole lone wolf pack.
They really,
connection
connected on this phrase.
This little, this phrase.
I still have questions about that trip to the Dominican Republic, Grant.
What trip? What was the trip?
That's where he got this lone wolf tattoo.
Right.
That doesn't seem like something you sourced. That doesn't seem like you sought out the artist in DR
late night drunk.
It gives dare, right? It gives bachelor party dare. Like, I want to know a little bit more about that, but now you're claiming it's your connection to this girl.
Mm-hmm.
And none of them think you should have rights. This is crazy.
That's too. This is so crazy. So Grant and the dad sit. Grant has some nice things to say about Carolina, Juliana, and he particularly liked how she spoke up to Carolina. That like showed her character or something.
Yeah.
And then said some nice things to the dad as well. Like he respects him for keeping a very tight family. Obviously, it's a whole bunch of them there, but he's like a very close family, and he hasn't always had the best example of family and dad, and so it's just an honor if he can be his son-in-law. Yeah, Juliana sits with her dad, and he just gives his approval. Like, I don't know what she was trying to like make her dad out to be. He was like a very nice, regular ass fucking nice dad.
Yeah, I don't know either. He didn't really ask that many pressing questions either.
Yeah, she was like, oh, he's gonna ask us a bunch of questions, not just you but me too. And didn't see any of that from him. So.
Nothing.
Nope. But yeah, went well.
Yeah,
Grant loved it. He loved, it's a huge family, big family. He comes from a very small family, so he really liked that. And yeah, they head out. He tells her that he's falling for her. She says, I'm falling in love with you. And now the reality is setting in for Juliana.
Yeah, that this could be her husband.
But also it might not be her husband because he has 3 other girls.
Yep.
Yeah. That's such a mind fuck.
Oh my God.
To feel and think, not even like to feel that this person is your person. Like you feel this connection and it's so real, but you also like, it might not be.
Yeah.
So you can't even trust that feeling.
That's why Greg was going crazy. Remember Greg and Katie?
Yeah.
He was throwing shit all over that basement. He was like, tell me you love me. He was losing his mind.
Yeah. The heartbreak after, like if you make it to hometowns and then you go home, this heartbreak sucks because in your gut, you feel like this is your person.
Yeah.
And then they tell you, sorry, you're not getting a rose. How do you trust yourself ever again? Like, how do you trust your feelings ever?
And you just embarrassed yourself.
That too.
You just were home. And now you got to come back and be
tail
like,
beneath your legs. God. Yes. That's rough.
Oh, and be, like he lied. He didn't really mean it or whatever.
Whatever you tell yourself and your family. Next, we head to New York City for Zoe's hometown.
Union Square, Central Park, wherever the fuck they were at. We're here.
I was so excited. It's like, oh my God, where does she live? Where's she gonna take him?
Grant was excited, I think. He's from Newark. He knows New York City quite well.
Very well. Yep. She said she didn't grow up here, but this is her home now. She moved here for a career in tech and also does modeling in New York. But yeah, they're walking around New York and I'm just like, oh, where are they gonna head? What are they gonna do? We're gonna go up to Harlem. We're gonna see like some cool neighborhood. Like we're going to Chinatown. Like what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
They head to a Pure Space
in Midtown. Yep.
A photo shoot with Brides magazine.
First of all, this is such a turn off. I would die.
Me too. Why would Grant want to do this?
I don't know.
Why, Zoe, did you think Grant would want to do this for your hometown? He's in New York. He was probably so hyped to be in New York.
Like back home. Feeling like he's back home. He's from New Jersey. Yeah.
Right. Oh my God. I have my whole hometown planned out for New York. So here's what I would have done.
Oh my God, tell us.
I'm just going to pretend like we get the whole day because I don't even know what time they start. Starting in Harlem, obviously. Lived there 10 years. That's my whole home. We're going to do brunch in Harlem. Then we're going to walk to Central Park and walk around Central Park, have a little picnic, when they sit and chat, and I'll tell him who he's meeting today. Go to Sheep's Meadow, do a little people watching, and just kind of lay out on Central Park. And then just walk around the city. Even if we're walking around Midtown, if we're walking around Highline, just like walking around the city, going to cute little spots. make our way down to Chinatown, get
course.
massages at my favorite foot massage place.
Oh my God. Yeah, good one.
And then go for dumplings. Some cheap
Obviously.
dumplings. Yeah.
Yes.
And then hop in the SUV and head to Jersey and go meet my family.
Yes.
So that way we saw Harlem, Central Park. We saw like 4, 5, 6 different neighborhoods in Manhattan. He saw a pure space for a bridal photo shoot.
And got to know you too, right? Because if I planned a day with Natasha, that's pretty much what I would do.
That's what we would be doing. That's pretty much my dream day in New York. Food, centered around food and walking.
And walking around, yeah. But this girl, she just said, nope, I like modeling. I like looking at myself.
That's what I'm saying. I still don't know who Zoe is. This hometown would have showed us something about her personality, what she likes to do in New York, how she spends her time.
Yeah, and she got tech money. I feel like you could go to Soho House or something.
This made no sense. She's a mystery, this woman. A complete mystery. This was such a missed opportunity for us to learn more about her in New York.
I know. And this is so obviously and clearly a sponsored situation with The Bachelor.
Definitely. Yeah.
And I don't know why she took this out of all people.
Out of all people, you didn't get a one-on-one.
You never got a one-on-one. Now you're going to do a sponsored ad that who knows if this came out.
Who knows?
Like,
oh my God. And then my biggest pet peeve of this fucking photo shoot is they do the fake proposal where he gets down on one knee with the ring.
Oh my God.
And then they had the fake wedding dress. She has on the wedding dress. I hate when they do this. I hate it.
I hate this too. It's so cringy and it's too real. You shouldn't experience that twice if it's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Him getting down and fake proposing. Like, why? You should never, as a man, be getting down on his knee with a ring unless it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Oh. So yeah, they chat. Grant claims he had fun. He says which is a lie. No, he hated every bit of this day.
Yep.
He was like, can we just go get some food? Can we just go get a slice of pizza somewhere?
Can we go to where Dr. J's used to be so I could tell you about how I used to take the bus here?
Please.
You know, something.
What the hell is this? So he, claims he got to know her on a deeper level or whatever.
Whatever the fuck they told him to say.
And they kind of connect over having atypical childhoods. So she then drops the bomb. We know she was adopted by a white family and grew up in the South. And, she had like just an interesting childhood, right? She then shares that he will actually, in fact, not be meeting her adopted parents. And says very vaguely, just like your family with your dad, whatever, there were, quote, a lot of vices. And I had to cut ties with them a year ago. And she admires how he's rebuilding his connection with his dad. And so that gives her hope. But not meeting her parents, we're going to be meeting her sister, friend, aunt, uncle.
Yeah. What does that mean?
What's going on?
What's going on, Zoe?
I just want to know. But if I don't know, like at least Grant should know at this point. He's about to propose to you potentially in 2 weeks. And he was learning seemingly for the first time that she's not talking to her parents. Why is she gets to get away with like a lot, Zoe?
Yeah, she does since day one.
Yeah. And I don't understand. I'm not seeing their connection to even understand why she's getting all these allowances.
Well, she's really pretty.
Okay.
And she has a great body. And she in the way of competition seemingly likes him more than anybody else. I think it's because she likes to win.
That's what I'm saying. It seems like a competition. It's the competitiveness more than anything, not the connection.
Yeah. And that's why she's giving out her, her, I guess, quote unquote, bad sides of like, I don't talk to my family, whatever, late.
There's a huge red flag for me.
I know.
If I was Grant.
Me too, girl. What? You gotta tell me.
Final out. Why don't I know this? And then even her explanation to him is very, very vague. Obviously, the cameras are here. She's conscious of the cameras. Whatever's going on with her parents, she doesn't want the cameras to pick up or know. But we're talking engagement next week. I have to know the nitty gritty and the ins and outs and the good and the bad and the ugly. Yeah. Whatever these quote unquote vices are, I think I should maybe know. Maybe we can connect on it. My dad had vices. Like, And she just kind of drops this, and then they just kind of move on. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I don't know, girl.
Huh? So they head anyways to go meet her family. They all seem very nice. He says that she is strong and unwavering, and that's what he really values about her.
That's true. Because I would have given up. We both said in individual moments that we would have sent ourselves home last week. Not Zoe.
That's true. She didn't get a one-on-one. She's still here. So yeah, she sits with her aunt and uncle, and they kind of see how happy and comfortable she is. Although the aunt in her confessional says, their connection is growing, but there's still clearly a lot to peel back.
Yeah.
So she's picked up that Zoe is not being all the way open, vulnerable, still.
These people don't know each other, girl.
Thank you. Exactly. Two strangers sit before her, talk about, we wish to get married. Can I have your blessing? Girl, if you don't get out of my face. Zoe and her sister sit. Her sister's so happy for her. They're hugging and crying.
Yeah, crying.
And she tells her sister that she didn't get all the other girls got these romantic, extravagant dates, and she's the only one that hasn't gotten one. I would be so tight too.
Yeah, me too.
I'd be so tight. They all got to be lavished and wines and dines, and I didn't get that.
You know what? Maybe that's why her hometown was sponsored.
Maybe.
She said, fuck it. At least I'm going to make a little check.
I hope she got paid for that shit. God. So now the sister sits with Grant. Flatto asks him, what's the deal? Why didn't she get a one-on-one?
I know. I didn't like that Zoe didn't ask him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she didn't really. I guess she did last week. So how he puts it, he says he feels like they were both holding back. That's why he didn't give her the one-on-one. He finally, last week, heard what he needed to hear from her. And as soon as he heard that, he was like, okay, bet, we're locked in. Like, he didn't even need a one-on-one.
That's absurd, sir.
That's absurd. I don't even remember what she said that was so
profound or
so
whatever.
Profound. Yeah. And then the sister asks if her strained relationship with the parents is anything that he's worried about. He was like, no, ain't nothing but a thing.
Yeah,
I have
of course.
my own issues with my dad. So
yeah.
Sister also flat out asks, are you in love? He says he likes her a lot and is on track to falling. And meeting them, the family, made things grow stronger. I mean, I feel like even Stevie Wonder could see that Zoe's not going to win this.
So, and if she does, we're going to have a lot of questions for this after the final rose.
Yeah, truly.
I have a lot of questions right now. I have a lot of questions. I have so many questions for next week.
So many. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with this girl.
Me neither. And then Grant, this is just not adding up. He also said in his confessional, of all the women, she's the one I feel the most vulnerable with.
That's a lie. That's Latia.
That's what I'm saying. Is that some Franken editing? He was actually talking about Latia.
Oh, it had to be. It had to be, right?
Because he didn't say Zoe was the one. He said she's the one.
Yeah.
They could have pulled that from somewhere else. Because there ain't no way. He's been the most vulnerable with Latia. He hasn't told Zoe anything. Not that we've seen.
He's cried with Latia already. That's
multiple times.
Yeah.
So they head out. They talk about how great things were. She doesn't say she's falling. He don't say shit.
Nope.
Just go on
Get
their
in
way.
The car. See you later.
See ya. Oh my God. Now they head to Star Valley, Wyoming.
This sounds like a place that you don't need to be past 6:30 p.m.
It looked beautiful. Oh my God.
It did look absolutely gorgeous.
So gorgeous.
I'm so jealous of them breathing that air.
Ooh, that air is crisp.
It's probably like a nice glass of ice water. It's probably so nice.
Yes. Clean. Fresh. Yeah, it was gorgeous. The scenery was beautiful. So Grant's meeting Latia's family. And this is like the country. Like they are in like the middle of the country, Wyoming, which is not his usual vibe. He's a city girl. And so he's like, this is nice, but very not my usual place. But yeah, he recaps how he told Latia he was falling for her. She hasn't said it back to him yet. He just loves how caring she is. He can see already she'll be a great wife, a great mother. Like, he sees it all with Latia.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one. He just needs to see if this family's going to check out.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Yeah.
Now, Wyoming is not home, obviously, because she's from Utah, but her grandma, I think, lived there. So it's like, it feels very home to her. So anyways, they meet up, they go horseback riding. And you could just see on the horses, like, he's so smitten with her.
Oh, he was already saying, my mom's going to love you. Mm-hmm. It's so cute.
Saying all the things. Latia in her interview acknowledges that she hasn't said her full feelings back to Grant. And it's just because she's scared. The last time she did it, didn't work out with the guy. But she admits that it feels different with Grant. Like, she's feeling some strong things. So they sit and chat. She again brings up that she has a big Mormon family. Even that, like, we're Mormon family. Like, we are a Mormon family. Like,
that's how they identify.
That's their identity.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of her life. And reminds him that he's the first non-Mormon guy that she's bringing home. Now, some context. Shout out to the patrons. Kim in the Patreon comments gave a little bit of a little context into this whole world. So she's Mormon. She said, from her perspective, the modern church now is more sexist than racist.
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously, she said there's a definite racist history. But the Mormons are very good at showing up and appearing, and doing all the things right.
Yeah.
So her family's going to show up just fine on TV.
Oh, yeah.
About that. So that's her perspective, right? There's another lady in the comments, Casey, shout out to you. She used to be Mormon, no longer active Mormon, but her husband's parents are Utah Mormons, as she said.
Okay. Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole other thing. So Utah Mormons are, I guess, classically, politically, and religiously conservative.
Right. Yeah.
And like, apparently, so there's Mormons all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Utah Mormons, I think Kim said, is akin to like Jewish people in Israel, Catholics in Italy.
Yes.
Like,
right. Yeah.
That is their...
That's
like,
where the guy rose out of the tablet and told everybody who got it, or whatever they said. Yeah. Whatever they got going.
But it's like the cultural base and home. So it's like the culture and the religion all entangled in one. So while you'll see Mormons all over the world, like Utah Mormons is like its own thing.
Yeah.
So just like, stay alert. That's what they're saying.
Yeah.
Very interesting though, because Latia's Utah Mormon.
I know, and I've only seen Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I have had deep interactions with one Utah Mormon in my life.
Okay,
and even I know everything that those commenters are talking about.
Okay, and
I have done no research. I have watched no documentaries. I have like nothing, right? But I know everything that they're saying, and I'm like, Grant, no.
I know, yeah. Very nice. They're going to present
present well. Yeah.
But they are, at their core, pretty conservative. Not even just politically, religiously as well.
Yeah, and strict, right?
Strict, yeah.
Like, they're not going to just, this like, oh, yeah, if you're faith-based, it's okay. That is just what they say on TV.
I don't think that's
to
true.
get you roped in to this.
Right. To then get into your classes to start conversion. Like, I don't think... You know what I mean? I do. I saw people in the comments too, like, he's got to convert. Yeah. I don't know what they talking about. Like, that's not real. So,
which is what they say. It's part of like the, indoctrination. I hate to say that, but that's the vibes.
That's the vibes is given. So this was an interesting hometown, seeing how like, oh, we're open. It's fine. You believe in God. That's fine. And I don't know if that's true with the Utah Mormons. I think it's a little bit more strict than they're giving.
Yeah.
So Grant going in, he says he don't know nothing about Mormonism. He's open.
Grant, sir, why don't you know anything about Mormonism?
Does he not have his phone? Can they not give him back his phone? So he couldn't even do a little bit of research before? Oof, Lord. So he going in blind.
But also, if I was the Bachelorette and I had a guy who was Jehovah's Witness, I'd be like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute now.
You know?
I don't know too much, but something ain't right.
Something ain't right. Even Seventh-day Adventists, I'd be like, so you don't eat shrimp?
Right. And church on Saturday? Not Sunday.
Church is on Saturday? Why is that? You there all day?
I would have questions. And I would look at production like, I need to make an informed decision, and I feel out of my depth right now. Somebody give me an iPad with Google. I don't need to look at anything else. I just need to get onto Google and just like do a little bit of reading before I ask this girl to marry me. Like, the fuck? So yeah, Grant don't know shit. He says, you know, he grew up, his mom is super religious, Christian, had a very narrow view. It did cause some issues with his family and his mom and dad.
Sure. Yeah.
His dad was not as equally yoked. So he is a little bit nervous that, you know, her family's very religious. She's Mormon. Yeah. He's not on the same level. He's a bit nervous about that.
I wonder about this too, because there was this trauma that was like, because if she's very religious and her husband's alcoholic, she's covering up for something.
Oh, Grant's mom. Yeah.
Right. Which is a lot of people.
I feel like that's very common.
Very common. And I just wonder like what that's caused for him. Trauma in terms of his relationship with God, trauma in terms of his relationship with women and marriage and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't think he knows either. Anyway,
he might not. Yeah. So they head to her home. Mom, dad, 2 brothers. They turn the corner. 11 people.
Because they don't believe in birth control, Grant.
Kids everywhere. There's millions of kids. It's all over the place. So many kids. And even the dad was saying, he was like, yeah, you know, her uncles, they each have like 4 or 5 kids. So, you know, Latia's very ready. I'm like, Lord. That was another, like her mom too was like, she's ready whenever you are.
Yep.
Who?
She's one of those people, her heart is in her coochie. That's crazy.
Oh my God. But that's a huge tenet. Family.
Yeah.
It's a huge tenet of Mormonism.
Yeah, right.
What I've seen and know. So
I mean, we see.
It's so important. And so she's like very ready. But again, they're painting this whole picture like, it's fine, Grant. It's fine. We're open. It's all fine. But so he can just be here with his drinking alcohol, drinking shots, tattoos,
red Lamborghini, whatever the fuck he drives. Yeah,
doesn't go to church every Sunday in the way that I know Latia does. You know, I don't know. It wasn't adding up to me. So yeah, Grant sits with the dad. You know, the dad, that's where he gave his whole spiel, like, oh, we're so accepting. We, you know, as long as you believe in God, like, it's all fine. Like, even if you're not a member of the church, that's totally fine. Like, gave his full blessing, loved Grant. I'm very impressed by you. Talked about how Latia's feeling the pressure, given her age.
Yeah, she's 31, you know.
She's ready to get married, have kids. You see her uncles and cousins, they all have 4 or 5 kids.
Oh my God, so she's ready to get it started.
Made that very clear.
Yeah.
And then he sat with the mom. She made it very clear as well.
Yeah.
Latia is ready to start a family as soon as you are.
God, can you imagine what they're saying to her? As a single woman, a single 31-year-old woman.
Yeah. Oh God, girl.
I can't.
She's old and dusty. That's what they think.
Eggs scrambled, uterus made of wax paper. Like you need to get this started. You need to get this going. What's wrong with you? You're so old. You're such an old hag. I can't even imagine the kind of pressure she's under. My God.
Yeah. The mom also, they kind of had the same message, the mom and the dad. Like, I hope you can feel you can be yourself around us, Grant. Like, just, they were very big on making sure he knew that they accept him as him.
Yeah, which is a lie.
Which is his, of course, that was going to be his worry.
Biggest fear. Right.
Biggest fear. And they seem, that's what they're saying. I don't know. I have more questions because I got my
questions.
Good eye on all of them because I've never seen this, never heard this. Everybody in the comments is like, no, sis, that's not how it works. Like, so I don't get it.
And I noticed they didn't go too deep inside the house. I said, what's the decor? What we got? How many flags we have flying?
Oh, no.
You know what I'm saying? You have any signs outside as to whom we want to be in office?
Oh God. Yeah, if they were smart, they took that shit down.
They did. They only went to the kitchen
and to the backyard. It was a nice little scene. Latia and her grandpa.
So cute, Jerry.
So Latia brings up how when her mom brought her dad home, her dad was Fijian. You know, he obviously didn't look like anybody here. And just like how they accepted him and loved him and took him in. And the grandpa said very nice things. You know, we loved him. He was so easy to love. Just gave her a lot of great advice about just following the love. And, you know, he could see she's very obviously in love. Whatever this is, Latia, I see it.
Yeah.
And then she kind of like whispers to him, like, I do love him, Grandpa.
That was nice. Well, authentic. I believe her.
Yeah. I also didn't know. I think I also saw in the comments my brother was saying too, because he does work in for his job he will drive into Utah. He said there's a lot of French Polynesian Mormons.
Yes, I know this from Jen Shaw.
Right. Is she Fijian?
She is from Hawaii.
She's Hawaiian. Okay. So I didn't realize that. That's a whole community of them, you know.
Yeah, because they were going those missions to
the missions
spots
all over the place. Yeah. So interesting.
Very, very fascinating.
Now Latia sits with her mom. She hasn't shared her feelings yet with Grant, and part of the reason is she's very worried about next week, Fantasy Suites.
Yeah.
And the possibility of him sleeping with other women, and she's made it clear that she's not planning to sleep with him. So,
damn.
Now her mama was like, "Girl, keep an open mind."
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, mom. She was like, "Don't make up your mind with this whole if he sleeps with somebody, I'm out." Like, don't let it play out. And have a more open mind to it, which I thought was good advice.
That is great advice because he might not sleep with anybody.
He might not.
Like Joey. Didn't Joey not sleep with anybody? Did I make that up?
I really don't.
That's a lie. We saw his dick print. Never mind. Keep going.
That was on Charity season though when we saw
okay.
But with Daisy and Kelsey and whoever else, I don't remember.
I don't remember. I feel like he had some sort of a vow, but I could be confusing him with someone else.
Yeah. So yeah, she also tells her mom that she loves him, and the minute she knew she loved him was last week when he was telling that really sad story, eating lunch or eating dinner at home by himself. And she's like, just made my heart break for him, and I just loved him so much.
And I just want to give him a family. This girl ready to get pregnant tomorrow. She is done with the bullshit. She wants to be pregnant. Could you imagine?
Yeah. No. I had 35, but I'm scared shitless,
running
bitch.
Every day.
So, yeah, I don't know what she's talking about. Oh my god,
she can't wait to be Nara Smith. She can't wait to be Ballerina Farm.
Yeah, the sheep. But imagine, this is part of the culture.
Yeah.
Like from when she's a kid, it was in her head she's gonna be a mother.
Yeah,
she can't wait to be a mother, and now she's 30 and it hasn't happened yet. So she's like, what the hell is going on? Like, and all her cousins, everybody around her has 4, 5, 6 kids, and they've been popping them out since they was like 22.
Exactly.
Like,
they're 28 and she's 31. Yeah.
So this was supposed to be her. It sounds like her last ex was a Mormon.
Yeah.
And she probably thought that was her dude, and then it didn't work out. So now she's single again. So yeah, Latia and Grant head out. She says she's falling in love with him.
Oh, he starts like blushing. He was dying.
Literally, his heart skipped a beat. You can see it.
I've never seen him like that.
Never. Oh my god. He cared so much to hear it from her than anybody else. Like Juliana saying, "I'm falling for you," and you see nothing.
Oh my god!
Nothing was going on with him. And so he obviously says he's falling in love with her as well. Last hometown, we head to Chicago to meet Dina. So going in, he's hyped. He's thinking he's going to meet these 11 siblings, this big family. And I love this for Grant because he comes from a small family. He's like, he's found all of these girls with like huge families.
Yeah.
I guess except for Zoe, but everybody else, their family's huge. So he's like loving this, right? So meets up with Dina. They chat. And we learn her family is, as she says, very traditional, religious. Her dad is a pastor / deacon / whatever. and her being on the show doesn't sit well with him. Which, okay, a lot of dads at least doesn't sit well.
Okay. Yep.
But as a result, he's not going to be being anybody in her family.
And girl, that says the dad says it, and then they all listen too.
That's what it was. She started with the dad. My dad doesn't feel good about this, and as a result, ain't nobody coming.
That's so great. Date's over.
What? But what is that? What community is that?
I don't know.
What is that? That father figure is with these grown people. Dina's like 32, and I know she's in the middle somewhere. There's like a 45-year-old brother who said, "I can't come because dad said so." What? It's giving Duggars. You know what I mean? Where the dad is like the
one
voice
decision maker. Yeah, the voice.
The one decision maker for these grown ass adults.
Yeah. The leader of the home. Mm-hmm. All that narrative and foolishness. Mm-hmm. That Dina is a civil attorney. I don't feel like she would deal with that, but maybe she does.
I have so many questions.
I have so many questions as well.
Because not one sibling, not even like
siblings,
a representative.
Yeah, exactly. Siblings, wife or husband.
Not a single. I understand the whole family, but they don't feel comfortable. My one sister's gonna come, or my older brother's gonna come.
Yep.
Or nobody. That's crazy.
It is wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And so hurtful. They left her by herself, yo.
No, that's so terrible.
That's terrible.
Because how they said it was probably so, like,
it's probably dry.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, we didn't want you on the show anyways. No, we're not coming. Bye.
We're not coming. Yeah.
Poor Dina.
That sucks. And her dad, whatever he said goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Nobody could bend.
Yeah,
nobody could say, well, whatever, dad, I'm going.
Right.
Not one of them showed up. What is that?
I know. How much
What
money do
is
they
that?
have? What's the control over these people? We're making up this entire narrative.
This girl could be just like regular Baptist Christian. I don't even fucking know, but it does seem strange though. The dad said no, and not a single one of her 11 siblings were able to show up. And I'm sure not all of them even live in Chicago. So the one that lives out in LA, she couldn't fly in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like everybody was on lock. None of them could appear.
Oh man.
That's weird.
Very.
I have so many questions.
Yeah. And so did Grant. He said, see ya.
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay. So he's trying to act like it's all fine, but like warning sides going off in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to a little fall festival, a carnival, playing games, whatever. Mm-hmm. And thankfully, at least a bunch of her girlfriends show up.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. And it was a bunch of them. It was like 7, 8 of them.
A lot of them. Nobody black, but okay, Dina.
Nobody black, but that's fine.
I guess.
And so I guess. So they sit, or Grant sits with 2 of her besties, and just talks about what he connects with her on. They're both givers, providers. He loves how driven she is. She's very intriguing. And, he says he's close to falling for her, but not meeting the family, is tough. So that's honest. And yeah, they kind of let him know that her family is like the real deal. Like, obviously they're skeptical, which is normal, but once they accept you, you're in. Like, they embrace you, like you're totally in.
That's what it sounds like. Sounds like once they embrace you, you do what that daddy says.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, for real. That's really what it sounds like. No parts of that.
None. Oh my God.
And also, all he can take is your word for it, because this whole her family will embrace you. You don't actually know that. They didn't even embrace her with this process.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I understand him not choosing Dina, because I can't take these people's words for it. It doesn't mean anything. Your whole family left you out to dry on TV by yourself. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Now, back in LA, Grant meets up with Joey.
Love this.
Share how just emotionally taxing this whole process is. And, him not meeting Dina's family and claiming it wasn't as bad as he thought. Meeting her friends was fine. Which we already know that was a lie. And Joey's advice was, I think it was great advice. He says, just listen to your gut. He was like, you don't have enough information to go off of.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the information that you need to go off of to make this decision. So you really can only listen to your gut. So just listen to your gut.
Yeah. And it might not fit the mold or picture that you envisioned. Which I also love that he said that.
Yeah.
I feel like that pushed Zoe forward too a little bit.
I think so.
In the running.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, while Joey's with Grant, or Grant's with Joey, Dina, Zoe, Juliana, and Latia meet up. They're talking about hometowns. Everybody's like glowing about how great it went. And that's where we see Dina realize that she's the only one who family wasn't there. So
yeah,
I feel so bad for her.
Me too, because
she knew.
She knew. Yeah.
She knew. There's no way. It would be a cold day in hell if he chose her over any one of these other ladies where he met their whole families, you know?
Wouldn't you think you had an edge over Zoe?
I would think.
I had an edge over Zoe, especially after that description of the hometown date. We went on a bridal photo shoot. I'd be like, oh, I got this in the bag.
But she lost her edge because her family wasn't there.
Yeah, she knows.
Zoe came back on top because he met the family. Time for the rose ceremony. Zoe, I hate this dress and I hate this ponytail.
You do?
The shoulder pads were bulky in this dress.
Oh, yeah. I know what she was. She was going for sexy. I appreciate it, Zoe. I know what you're doing.
I hated it. I thought Dina looked the best, honestly.
Dina looked great. I love this high neck, thigh slit situation.
Yep, low back. Juliana always got her tatas out.
She wore that last week. The same chocolate brown Fashion Nova spaghetti strap, see-through mesh insert slip dress.
Same shit.
In scuba. It was giving scuba material.
Yeah. And then Latia's dress doesn't even fit very well.
Yeah, her titties were popping out. So go ahead, girl. You better say you his wife. Get them titties out. Love it.
Yeah. First rose goes to Latia, then Juliana, then Zoe. And poor Dina is going home.
Dina's out.
How do you even face your family after this? Like, I went home tonight because none of y'all motherfuckers came.
Oh my God. Or
she can blame them. Like, she probably is blaming them partially.
Or they're saying, I'm glad we never met him. Look at him now.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God. That's so unfair. That's unfair to say.
That's the perspective that I would think that they would have.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gone now because you didn't meet. It's like the chicken or the egg. Like, we're going to go in circles talking about this. That's your fault. I'm going home. He said, you weren't here. Like, oh yeah. So yeah, he walks her out. Very nice, mature, breakup conversation, wish each other well. And she, she was able to at least reframe. She's grown. She's a grown-ass lady. Like, reframe the situation. It gave her a lot of hope, actually, that she could open up to somebody like this, so she feels more hopeful about finding someone in her future. And that was the episode.
Yep.
So we got a little preview. Next week is Women Tell All. So that's that. And then in 2 weeks, they're headed to Dominican Republic for Fantasy Suites.
Oh, boy.
Which is Grant. He said he's Dominican, right?
Oh,
Dominican.
Is that
that's
so?
Where his family's from. So
wow. Oh, great. Okay. Oh, so then that tattoo makes more sense. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Oh, that's true. He went there. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we see him and I think it was Juliana like crying together.
Yeah.
And we see Latia sharing that her biggest regret is, or biggest fear, is him being intimate with someone else potentially.
Yep.
So that's going to be a whole thing. And him asking her if you think that's something that would break us. So he's trying to test the waters.
Yeah, I would do the same thing though, no matter what my plans were. Because why do you think that you have entitlement like that? That's crazy.
Yeah. And this is my process. Yeah. And maybe part of my process is to be intimate with people. And sure, I love you down, but I don't know if you're my person yet because I still also love Juliana or whatever the fuck. Even though I think that's stupid. I feel like I said this last week. I think Latia, emotionally, that's his girl.
Yeah.
He is unsure about this Mormon shit.
Yep.
Like, that is a huge outlier. And so he cannot go all in with her. He has to see through these other connections. You know? And then, we see the same final moment where he doesn't know what he's going to do. And that was the episode.
That was it.
Can caring friends outweigh an uncaring family?
Yeah. In some situations, I think they can. But I think when your family is such a huge part of who you are, so you don't have 2 siblings, you have 11, we need to meet at least one.
Yeah.
You know? Because I know meeting my family, I'm damn near protecting them because they're so nicey, cutesy, accepting, loving. So I got to get my bulldog friends out to really, get the meeting. So yeah, sometimes, but yeah, when your family is such a huge part of your character, you have to. Yeah, it's they're not going to outweigh it. No. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like if I knew off rip that, like if I'm Grant, if I knew off rip that Dina had like a strained relationship for whatever reason with her family, then I would go in with lower expectations, and meeting a group of her chosen family friends would outweigh. Does that make sense?
Yes, like Zoe.
If I knew going in that, like, all right, her and her mom and dad, there's something going on there, then I'm totally up for meeting the family or the friends. But I would have to know that ahead of time. Like with Zoe, she told him that day that she has something strained with her parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. But with Dina, I think Grant went in with the expectation of meeting this whole family. And when they didn't show up, it then became a huge red flag. It was a very big deal. And meeting the friends were not going to outweigh because he did not see that coming at all. He thought he'd be meeting at least one sibling. Like,
Yeah. Zoe, he met the aunt, the uncle, and the sister.
Yeah.
So he met some family members.
Something. So I could be the whole sorority house full of girls.
Yeah.
And that's not going to overlook why I'm not meeting one of your 11 siblings, not one.
It's the why. Why am I not meeting anybody?
Yeah. It just wouldn't make sense to me. It'd be such a weird red flag. So let us know what you guys think. Sound off in the comments. Also sound off if you met, if this happened to you, if you you met friends, a whole group of friends, and that was more important to your partner than them meeting your family, and if that like mattered to you, if you kind of like thought differently about meeting families now, because everybody has a different relationship with their family. You know, some people, I understand you can't choose your family, so some people are like, my family, my friends is like really what it is.
Yeah,
but not everybody has that same mindset. But if you met somebody in that mindset, how that made you think differently, let us know. Rate, review, and subscribe, guys. And we will see you guys
Thursday.
Yeah, we'll see you later.
We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.